the Member of Parliament for Tobago West and Minister of Sport and Community Development, MP Shamfa Kojo.
Shamfa Kojo, Shamfa, PNM people, so you must put your X. We go vote in the West.
Thank you, my dear friend and sister Petal Benoit. It's a real privilege to be here this evening. I want to recognize and salute the General, the Chief, or Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. I want to salute also my sister in service, my friend, Mrs. Ayanna Webster Roy, Member of Parliament for Tobago East. Or Minority Leader, the hardworking Kelvin Morris. He gets better and better every time, and we are indeed proud of him. And, of course, Ms. Petal Benoit, our councillor, who is his right hand, working hand in hand, delivering to the people of Tobago. Our General Secretary, Honorary Tobagonian, Mr. Foster Cummins, and last but certainly not least, our political leader for Tobago, Mr. Ansel Dennis, our next Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. We are all ready, willing and waiting to support and to lead you back into the leadership of the Tobago House of Assembly, Mr. Ansel Dennis. All the members of the Tobago Council, or chairman, of course, all the members of the Tobago Council Executive, thank you for coming out in your numbers. It's a holiday today, it's rainy today, but Tobago people have to do our business, and PNM people have to do their business. So we're thankful for seeing all of you here in your number. I greet you under the mighty band of the People's National Movement, a beautiful and bountiful one, 67 years long, 67 years strong. We are the People's National Movement, still about national development, still about minding the business of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, strengthening our economic position, providing opportunities for every single citizen, whether you support us or not, building positive pathways for youth, leveling with the population and always serving them the truth. We are the People's National Movement. It's a pleasure to see you out in your numbers this evening. The PNM is on the move again. I said the People's National Movement is on the move again. And it shows that you are right-thinking people. You are not afraid to stand up. You are ready and willing to speak out. You are eager to restore order to the land we love, and you're resolute in your commitment to stand in the gap for the downtrodden, the weak, the vulnerable, the voiceless, and the meek. We are the People's National Movement. Right-thinking Tobagonians have woken up. I said right-thinking Tobagonians have woken up. And we are sending a signal that all is not lost and hope is not dead. That as much as they try to shift the moral compass and ask us to accept the unacceptable, we still stand. As much as they try to get us to believe that right is wrong and wrong is right, we still stand. That as much as they try to manipulate us with bold-faced lies, we still stand. As much as they want us to remain silent, while they thief like there's no tomorrow, in true Tobago fashion, we still stand, even if we have to stand alone. The People's National Movement is on the move again. Conscious, cautious, fearless, and focused, still in the business of nation building, creating opportunities for all and securing a brighter future for our children. We are the People's National Movement. The same PNM of Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, the same PNM of George Chambers, the same PNM of Patrick Mervyn Augustus Manning, the same PNM of the indefatigable Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. And Dr. Rowley stands for intelligent and inspiring leadership, committed to building on our strong legacy. Every community of every crease and crevice of Trinidad and Tobago can boast of some project or program delivered under this Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley administration. From the San Fernando waterfront, to the youth facility in Moruga, to the sporting complex in Mahaika, to the newly refurbished Skinner Park, Diego Martin Regional Complex, Q-Rep overpass, and the list goes on and on and on. We in Tobago know fully well that we had spent over 20 years in opposition. It was only in 2001 that we were granted the ability to lead in Tobago, and we delivered like never before. And any Tobagonian who is honest with himself or herself can speak those truths and speak those facts. So when they tell you you've done nothing for Tobago, you have to know your history and you have to remember where you came from. We built the schools, we developed the institutions, the recreational facility. Last night I was at Montgomery Government School playground, and I remember when I moved there in 1990, it was not lit and there was no basketball facilities and so on. The People's National Movement put that there. And from community to community, Tobagonians can boast about delivery under the People's National Movement. Orville London did us well. Kelvin Charles did us well. Ansel did us well. And we are very, very proud indeed. Brothers and sisters, under the Keith Christopher Rowley administration, Tobagonians have seen development. Tobagonians have seen development. Because I tell you something, while Farley and they were in opposition, they were telling us that they would fix it and they are going to do better. It has been 2 years since they've been in leadership, 50% of their tenure, and they have delivered precious nothing. Twiddling their thumbs, wreaking havoc and stirring up confusion, from wet toll gate to audio gate. That's what Tobagonians have become popular for, brothers and sisters. We did not sign up for that. We did not sign up for that. And when we question them about their delivery, they try to harbor hate and try to cause confusion with central government to say that we are standing in the way of Tobago's development. They are still campaigning, but we in the People's National Movement, under the leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, we are on a mission to deliver. Whether or not we're in power in Tobago, we continue to deliver to Tobago. I have been a member of this cabinet for about 7 years, under the intelligent and inspiring leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. And I have witnessed delivery to Tobago like never before. We have 2 spanking new fast ferries, not rented, not leased, purchased and owned by the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Brothers and sisters, those boats cost us over $1 billion, and you would recall when we were procuring those boats, they were standing in the way. The UNC was saying that is too much money being spent on Tobago, but we made the hard decisions and took the necessary action and did what we have to do to deliver to you, Tobagonians. Don't forget. Brothers and sisters, we speak about, under this Keith Christopher Rowley administration, a promise that was made over 30 years ago. And administration after administration promised us to refurbish the airport. It is under this Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley administration that he went through and decided to deliver. And without the support of the UNC and all the naysayers, and as much as they try to protest and stand in the way, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley pushed on through. A Tobagonian Prime Minister for the people of Tobago made a promise and delivered on that promise. Faced the odds, had to stand in the parliament several times to defend a $2.1 billion spend on the airport for us in Tobago. How dare we say that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley has not delivered. Promises made year after year, administration after administration. He has stepped up to the plate and delivered without fanfare, without the plaudits of people. He put his shoulder to the wheel and delivered. That is leadership, brothers and sisters. That is man, brothers and sisters. That is Tobagonian. You know, interestingly, you hear Valley and friends in bed with the UNC, opposing everything. That's the same UNC that opposed the delivery of this airport project, and they say they love Tobago. That's the same UNC that opposed the delivery of the ferries, and they say they love Tobago. Brothers and sisters, we are on a mission in the People's National Movement, delivering to the people of Tobago. Unfortunately, you know, I heard in the media sometime yesterday, somebody called me saying, oh, you don't hear Wade Markande calling your name in this to see if I ask Farley to pay some contractor. I say, since when Wade Mark and the UNC take up Farley and them fight all of them in bed together, and what the UNC give them to rub their eat? And I said to the reporter who called me to ask me, I said, I have never done such a thing. And if Farley know that his story is true, then he would call names. And if you have evidence and information, take it to the police. Here you are with an opportunity to defend yourself and your reputation, and you try to tarnish other people's reputation, proving yourself to be a liar, a coward, and a punk. But we will not be distracted. We are on a mission to develop our country, and Dr. Keith Rowley is going to continue to deliver to Tobagonians in fine Tobago P&M style, supported by my sister, Ayana Webster Roy in Tobago East and Shamfa Kojo in Tobago West. It is under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley that we delivered large projects that would transform the economy and put Tobago in a place where it could stand on its own feet, strengthening our economic position. Regeneration of Roxborough. We transform Roxborough into a modern-day town. Brothers and sisters, let's speak. Let's talk the things. Administrative complex where you could access services you usually had to come to town for. You can now do it right there in Roxborough. Spanking new police station. Spanking new fire station. All that development to Roxborough, making Roxborough the second town of Tobago under the astute leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. We also delivered the hospital. Thank you very much, Mr. Archer. We also delivered the Shervan police station, spanking new. They want to pretend they forget. Under WASA, we desilted the Hillsborough Dam, $64 million. The Hillsborough Dam was built in 1952. And I remember being a little girl in Mason Hall Government School. That's over 30 years ago, brothers and sisters. And the promise was made to desilt the Hillsborough Dam. And it took this, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, a Tobagonian himself, our Prime Minister, to deliver on the promises made many, many years ago. Brothers and sisters, we continue to improve the water supply for Tobagonians, delivering booster stations to Buku, to French Fort, to Corlan, improving water quality and reliability for over 3,000 Tobagonians. Interestingly, I hear secretaries in the Tobago House of Assembly taking the praise and claiming it. Where were you? We invite you. You don't even have the audacity to show up to represent your people. But that's the work of this People's National Movement under the intelligent and inspiring leadership of no other than Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. It is under Dr. Rowley that I witnessed Ayana and I, we went down to Cove and improved the capacity by 20 megawatts, $132 million spent, improving our capacity from 64 megawatts to 84 megawatts to provide service for economic activity. Economic activity now existing and economic activity to come. Preparing Tobago not only for now but for the future, to the point when electricity cut off in Trinidad, Tobago providing to Trinidad. That's under the intelligent leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. We went into Pigot Straits in Cambie and provided lights to those people for the first time in their existence. That's the work of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. And we continue to do our work. Just last week, just a couple weeks ago, we came over here with Mr. Marvin Gonzalez, Minister of Public Utilities, and launched the pipe-laying project. Yes, improving capacity for the people of Signal Hill, Lambo, and Lowlands. People's National Movement under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, brothers and sisters. We are drilling new wells in Mary's Hill, and as much as they try to stand in the way, Dr. Rowley remains committed to the cause. We continue to press on. Because you see, they're trying to promote a kind of talk that, oh, we're in a position in Tobago, we're not delivering to Tobago. In and out of government, we deliver. Because when you are in seat of Prime Minister, even if it's for one day, you lead. And that is what our Prime Minister is doing. Delivering for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It is this Prime Minister, you know, brothers and sisters, I moved home from the US, from going to college in the US in about 2008, 2009. And I remember at that time, Mr. Orville London was crying out for sandals, that would provide a boost to the Tobago economy. It is Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley who went to the end of the earth to bring sandals here, and to sit and to consult with the people and to showcase what they have to offer to Tobagonians, to generate economic activity, to provide opportunities for young entrepreneurs. As much as we argue about unemployment and too many people hired by the Tobago House of Assembly, Sandals was providing training and taking up your produce to utilize in their tourism industry. Watson, Duke, and Farley told us, no, it's bad for Tobago. It's bad for the environment. A matter of fact, Duke went ahead and told us, not now, let me wait until he's Chief Secretary. Duke never made it to Chief Secretary, but we got worse. We got worse. We got Farley and friends. No clue, no map, no plan, no policy, no idea, no key. None whatsoever. Today we have to deal with this project that they're saying going on in Kilgwin, that they're bringing some 4-star entity. Where was the consultation with the people? Where's the talks about the environment? You are not even in a position to oppose because the plan has not been presented to you. And what are they prepared to give to them that Sandals couldn't get? You see the hypocrisy, brothers and sisters? You see the hypocrisy, but we would continue to deliver. So it's in that good vein that Dr. Keith Rowley sought out to bring the Marriott at Rocky Point. They tried to stand in the way of the Rocky Point project also. So once it's not done by them, they don't want a part of it. We are the People's National Movement, and we continue to do our work. Interestingly, when Farley went to ITB in Germany, the tourism conference, it was all projects. He made boast about the airport, about the ferry, about the Marriott. That's the work of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley under the People's National Movement. So brothers and sisters, even the marina at Cove, they don't want that. They now say they have a new idea to build one in Kilgwin. They're marking time. They're wasting time. 50% of the time already gone. They shut down the Goodwood Pavilion project. They shut down the indoor facility, sporting facility at Bacolet to try to tell the people that the PNM didn't care for them. You are standing in your own way. You are stifling your own progress. But we in the People's National Movement, under the intelligent leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, will continue to deliver to the people of Tobago. And these folks who speak about internal self-government and even calling themselves the government of Tobago, they oppose what we brought from the JSC, and they have no plan. So you've gotten your 14 seats now, and what? Still twiddling your thumbs, still doing precious nothing. They promise to fix it. This is not fixing Tobago, this is mashing it up. Brothers and sisters, we are still the central government of Trinidad and Tobago, and there still is work for the Tobago House of Assembly to do and for central government to do. We will not be distracted. Under the leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, we are going to carry on and to do our work. Tobago has nothing to gain by the Tobago House of Assembly under Farley looking for fight and trying to wage war with central government. We are not a government of confusion. We are about cooperation and collaboration for the interest and the development of the people of Tobago. They came on the scene 7 years ago. They had all the plans and all the answers. Now you're in the driver's seat and you have no clue what direction to turn the key. Get out. Get out. People are crying out for jobs. People at Milford Court want the football field fixed. All the promises that you made, we call on you to deliver. We in the PNM, we continue to advance the business of this country. It's going to take you, brothers and sisters. It's going to take me, it's going to take the PNM to reignite some type of order, some type of normalcy. We stand here red and ready, willing and waiting in the people's national movement. The PNM, brothers and sisters, is on the move again. This fight transcends political party. It's about dignity, it's about self-worth, strength, resilience, morals and values and principles. It's about everything sacred and sacrosanct to us. It's about what is near and dear and what truly makes us Tobagonians. This is a clarion call. Your silence would not protect you, and your inaction will not set you free. We all must feel some sense of responsibility to stand up, to speak out, and to do our solemn duty for the love of Tobago and for the love of our country. The people's national movement is on the move again, not for the plaudits of people, but for the love of our country and our children. We shall not cower to our own demise, brothers and sisters. Get up and work. The revolution would not be televised. I say the revolution will not be televised. We need to bind together until Tobago is safe again. We need to bind together until we can truly sing our own anthem. Stronger together, PNM forever and ever. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. I thank you.
People